So let's discuss this first. So the very first thing that I want to discuss is the usage of bots, all right? The only thing that a traffic generation bot should be used for, it only has one purpose, and one purpose only, in my opinion. It's going to increase, and we're talking about maps here. It's utilized to have and create a demand for a particular brand within a SERP, meaning that it should be multiple searches for your brand name in a particular area. I'm not, and I would never recommend to implement or use a CTR traffic bot or a bot in general to click and utilize to increase click-through rate. A bot's purpose is to generate branded searches within Google. Set the bot. It goes to the search engine. It types in your brand name. It searches. It's people looking for your brand. Brand dominance. Entity, establishing the entity. So when we're talking about bots, we're not utilizing them to click. We're not having them do anything. The only thing that they're there to do is if we're looking at a pie chart that Google My Business shows you, all right, just to make it very simple. If I'm looking at the pie chart for Google My Business, the only thing that the bot is going to be utilized for, all right, and let's get this pen going here, is you know how there's that circle, right? It's inside of Insights, and it'll section off like this, okay? The only one that matters, and I don't have a green marker, but the green, right? The green section of searches, that's what the bot's there to do. We're increasing the brand dominance of our particular brand. It doesn't have to click, doesn't have to do anything. I hope I proved that point, all right? Or I hope I nailed that home. If you're going to use a bot, it's only there to do searches. That's it. It's running branded searches. That's it. In bulk. All right? Now, when we're talking about bulk, this is something I want to get into. And this is so important. Let's say, all right, we're looking at a local business. Let's say that you're a plumber, all right? Or so let's do plumber, all right? So plumber in where? How about, I don't know. How about New York? All right. Let's just see. If I'm a plumber and I'm in New York, who's my top ranking competitor? Okay. Right Plumbing NYC. So this is my top ranking competitor for this keyword. Okay. So my objective here is to get this page. Here, let's just do it this way. I'll give him a click. Grab this page, come on over here, and for that keyword, right, plumber New York, if that's the key phrase that I'm going to, right, if that's the keyword that I want to rank for, I'm going to bring it over to a tool. I'm going to paste it in, and I'm going to search it. For this, now actually I want the exact URL, okay, for that page, because for that keyword that I'm targeting, this is the top ranking position. Now, you should be looking at all of them. Now, when I'm deciding or trying to figure out, okay, where should I be sending the traffic in? We're going to get into this, right? Because there's a difference between sending branding traffic, right? Say utilizing a bot and building authority that way, right? Branded searches. People are looking for me. I'm a real entity. Does this guy have nothing going on here for this page? Which is very interesting, if I say so myself. This guy stinks. No. Need a mint. All right. So once we're up and running here, let's give this a moment. All right, get rid of this. This guy is not a good example by any stretch of the imagination. We better get another example because I want to be able to show exactly what we're looking for or where we need to be. All right. But first, let's cover this. Okay, let's go back over here. So I want to be able to explain this. So if I'm using a bot, we're performing branded searches. There's people looking for my brand. So that's been covered. If I am going to send clicks over, right? I want you to take a look at some top performing websites. Maybe not a local website, but top performing websites. A lot of their traffic will come from the links that they generate, right? A link's propensity to be clicked makes the link stronger. So I personally maybe like to use a Wikipedia page because you can get it up for 48 hours and then they'll probably take it down. But if you're just trying to get a fast bump, generally I like to use that. But why wouldn't I, if I'm able to generate links and I'm able to get links, and let's say I was going to use a service such as Microworkers, right? One way to send a targeted click would be, let's say we're utilizing this, Microworkers, to send out clicks. You can have them perform 1 or 2 actions for 15 cents, 20 cents. So why wouldn't I, if I have all of these links built, and these links are going to my website, why wouldn't I first have the worker search for a specific keyword, because this is probably in the SERPs, I hope, somewhere. Why wouldn't I drive them through the links that are built to my site, have them do a keyword search, go to the wherever the link is built, and then to the page that I'm trying to rank? You see what I'm saying? I think there's a massive difference. There is a massive difference between, say, using Microworkers and saying them, hey, go into the search results, search my brand, and then click on my listing. Or search for my brand name plus keyword and click on the listing. The impact of that is minimal compared to setting up entities where my link is placed, having a worker or whoever, however you're doing it, search for a target key phrase. I already have a backlink from this property. This would be an authority way of sending traffic. This is highly more potent. I have them search for a particular keyword plus brand, or brand plus keyword. It lands on where the link is, and I'm generating traffic through the link, which makes the link stronger, and I'm getting traffic to my website. You see? So if you're on a budget and you want to set this up, why wouldn't you be utilizing assets that you control? Why wouldn't you invest, $12 times 10, do a couple rebuilds, put your link on there, and send your links through the sites that you control? Right? Send the traffic through the links that you control. Not only do I have this network set up, not only am I getting the power, I'm passing traffic through, I'm generating traffic and then click through from these sites, and when traffic is going to a site, it increases in power. It's a double whammy on your behalf for a low cost. If you want to do it through Web 2, that's fine, but I think that the control of everything gets taken away. Now, let's get back over here to this example. Multiple people ask, well, how do I do this? Well, what do I need to do? And that's really what I want to cover. So this had a chance to load. All right, let's get a drink. Now, this is the exact URL that's ranking for the target key phrase, right? So if this particular site is ranking for my target key phrase, it's also ranking for other keywords that are generating traffic, right? If it's ranking, that means it's getting traffic. So when I'm making my list of ways to send in traffic, I want to send in the same amount that my competition is receiving. People are finding my business the same way that they're finding my local competitor. Now, what else was the other question that I was receiving? because I want to touch on that. Oh, let's see if there's any questions. Actually, maybe you guys will do some good ones. I like SEMrush. Hey, Darren. Hi, Israel. Best SEO YouTuber. I think that SEMrush or any of the tool is going to give you at least a general outlook better than you would be able to come up with yourself, or utilizing some other type of free tool, because the objective is coming up with what keywords is this page bringing in traffic for. This at least gives me a general understanding of what I should be sending into my page. You see? But if we are putting in, here, let's go over here. Actually, no, I better not do that. I just want to drive this home, all right? So first and foremost, I just want to do the 1, 2, 3, all right? So one, if you're going to be using bots or some type of cheap traffic generator, the only thing that it's there for is to go to Google, put in your brand name, because you want to start signaling to Google that you're an actual entity. That's number one. If I'm sending in and I want to send click-through, it has to be from something that I control. Generally going to be either an authority asset or something that I'm in control of. So whether you're setting up sites to send in links, whether you're using social profiles, I mean, I want you to think about somebody that's actually an authority. How are they getting their traffic? They're getting it either from social or from backlinks or posts that are about them. They're bringing in traffic, or people are doing a branded search and finding their main website, right? That's exactly what you need to be doing. Now, I don't want anybody to, I think that there's a lack of, because let's say if it's organic traffic, I want to touch on this, all right? This is massive. If it doesn't matter, and people, you know, this came up multiple times. If you're sending multiple amounts of traffic to a page, performing click-through, right? You notice an increase, but then a drop, right? That's because all of the other elements were not in place for the organic traffic once it starts coming to carry you. This could include the actual authority of your site, the amount of links that are coming to the site, the actual quality of your site. Are you matching the SERP? Once you actually get in position, are you matching the SERP? Also, click-through rate and traffic is not going to take you from page 8 into oblivion and bring you to page 1. There is no magic tricks. It's little tiny pieces. If you were to look at this as a piggy bank, you know, okay, my technical assets are in place, right? Okay, my speed is in order. I have enough photos. You know, my plugins are optimized. Everything is running fast. The server's on point, right? That's technical. Okay, that's one penny. I move on to the on page. Okay, my title, my H1, my H2s, everything is optimized. Okay, perfect. That's another penny, right? You see what I'm saying? Okay, I've built links. All right, I've done competitive analysis. I've built the links that they have. Okay, all these pennies are adding up. There's no magic bullet. Bringing clicks and traffic is not the magic potion to send you soaring to the very top. But you can take a look at what is winning for your competition, just like you do for your on-page and your off-page. You're doing the same thing for traffic and CTR and user signals. That's the only thing that we're doing here. So when I get those questions, there's no secret. There's nothing. This is just another penny that goes into the piggy bank. That's it. That's it. I'm doing competitive analysis on who's Google is rewarding, and I'm mimicking exactly what they're doing down to the traffic and down to the users. That's it. That's how you win. But if you don't have everything in place, you're never going to be able to retain position. You see, I hope that makes sense. And people, and I was asked so many times, you know, okay, I've set up a network, but what do I do? Well, you know what you're trying to rank for. You know what your competition is ranking for. If I go over to, let's just say this particular page, right? We did a search. We did a particular search, and we can see that on a monthly basis, let's scroll on down here. let's actually get a better, let's get some insights. Oh, and by the way, I was, let's bring this guy back in the hair. By the way, I was, in one of the last videos, did you guys see me using Ahrefs? Oh my gosh, that is not a tool for me. Hats off to them over there, though. I really liked their, piece, but I was really, really happy, when I was able to get back onto SEMrush. This is fun. Actually, I don't want to wait for anything to load. What I really want to get at is there any questions? Right? I mean, you saw the image. I should have did an outline. Usually I'll do an outline and hit the certain points. Usually when I make videos like this, I'll usually take them down right away because I didn't follow the outline and I didn't hit the points that I wanted to fast enough. But if anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. No? Okay. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. If there's no questions, you know, that's really all I wanted to cover. I wanted to cover about the traffic and the bot situation. I wanted to cover where am I sending traffic to. Oh, and that's something. Let me get this on and in public. Let's make this very simple. And I might have glanced over this in a past video, but if a particular keyword, right? Let's say that it's, you know, New York SEO. Let's just use that for an example, right? If there's New York SEO and we know that there is, whatever it is, 4,400 searches on a monthly basis. The top ranker here for this particular SERP is SEOservicesNewYork.org. Now, that person is not getting 4,400 clicks for this keyword to there. He's probably getting 400 traffic. We're just going to say, for instance. So if he's getting 400 traffic, you know how I showed you just before? This is exactly what I would do. Let's go back one. Let's just say, for instance, I mean, it's really not very difficult at all. You know, if this is going to be coming in, it should be for an exact match domain for the exact URL for that keyword search. This is the traffic and these are the keywords that this particular page is ranking for. Once I would pull up the exact volume that they are receiving, I would make my list. Okay, keyword 1, you know, keyword 2, okay, keyword 3, okay, and then, okay, if the top, and then I want you to think about this. So if the top level key phrase is 4,400 per month, keyword 1 that's bringing in traffic is only getting 120 searches. This page is getting it, right? So what I would be doing is, and I would make a list. There would be 100 different keywords. So if he's getting 120, I would send 12. You know, if keyword 2 is getting 200, right? We're just saying, for instance, I would send 20. And then all you have to do is just head over here to MicroWorkers, right? If you don't want to set up your own network, maybe, you know, it's too hard for you, or, and I think too for bulk, also, just like I mentioned for the bots, if you're scared to use the bots, MicroWorker is great for mass brand association. I don't want them on their IPs clicking on any of my stuff. I don't want those analytics showing up, but as far as influencing search results and showing brand or entity dominance, and if, you know, how much do you think it would possibly cost to have a micro worker go and perform 3 searches to your 3 top targeted key phrases and associate it with your brand? So brand name plus keyword, and then do keyword 1, 2, 3. Go to MicroWorkers. I want you to do 3 different things for 9 cents. You get what I'm saying? But you don't want those accounts clicking on your stuff. And then if you want to save money, you know, you log into your VPN, you go to the Indian version or the Pakistan version or whatever it is, and then you get it even cheaper. I really don't want those clicking on my site, right? Because they're performing thousands and thousands and thousands of actions. Okay, they use a VPN, irrelevant. So what? And so does everybody else, right? The same IPs, the same servers. All right. Any questions, though, before I hop off? I'm going to make an outline for this, actually, because I touched on a few pieces that I wanted. I mean, he's got 48 keywords for this key phrase. So if I'm a plumber in New York, here's your list, right? There's my list. So, and obviously, I just don't want to wait. You saw how long it took to load this. Obviously, I mean, I would go in and be looking, okay, well, what exactly is performing? But his page is ranking for all of these different keywords. This is exactly what I would want to associate my brand with. The exact same thing. I was just stalling there waiting for some comments. Anybody have any questions? All right. Because I'm gonna stop talking about click through CTR. Show us what I would do. Let me see if I'm logged into, it might be on my work computer. Let me see if I have it on this computer. No, it's not this account. And don't be afraid, right? Like, let's say this is the US version, all right? Don't be afraid to go in here, right? Like, come over here to click and search, okay? Because these guys are giving the blueprint. Like, don't be afraid, because, you know, we're looking for, you can always utilize what these guys are doing and look for their money. Now, people are trying to get slick, right? But if you see something that, here, let's take a look. Like, watch this. Here, let's, if it looks the same, like, I guarantee you, let's take a look here. Open this one and open this one. How much you want to bet this is the same site? Ah, yeah, they're not letting me in here. Let's take a look at this one. Let's take a look at this one. They're going to give you the task. Like, they're going to literally lay it out for you. You know, if you're looking for ideas on what to do, and this is what I was trying to really come across today in this live stream. I really want to take this down and redo it because I want to follow an outline. But the process is as simple as this. This is the process. I mean, Craig, you just asked me, what would I do? One, I'd search for the keyword, right? What keyword do I want to rank for? I'd then find the 1, 2, and 3 top ranker. I'd pull in and look at their keywords. Traffic from keywords. 4, I'd make a list. I'm making a list of all the keywords that they are getting to that page. I'm then, you know, if you don't want to do it yourself, because I think that there's a difference between running a network and having somebody doing mass amounts of searches for you are two completely different things. But as far as these IPs and multiple people, like, they're not, you know, having them on a dirty IP or whatever cheap service, they're doing jobs for 5 cents. Do you think that they're utilizing and care about the IP that they're clicking on your stuff with? No. No, they do not. They've already performed. They're trying to get as many 9-cent deals that they possibly can, right? They probably don't even clear their browser. I mean, you can tell them to, but you have to take their word on it. There's too many hands in the pot. But I love these guys for association. Once I've created my list, right, and we're searching, what other keywords are showing up for these top competitors? Because that's how they're going to start finding my site. They're going to start associating my site with these keywords. But as far as ideas, you can really go through here. You know, I'll give a quick hint. Like, somebody like this that wants 1,000 of the same thing, like, this is somebody new, right? What you're looking for is small increments. Somebody that broke it up, that wants to do small amounts of tasks. Because, like somebody that knows what they're doing, they know that a guy like me is going in here and looking for ideas, right? So I'm always looking for, but it's more work to look for the smaller sets. Like this one right here. Oh, this guy's running a pretty big campaign. Hey, let's go see what he's doing. But that's not the guy. You're looking for very small increments, because anybody that knows about traffic and CTR, they know that it doesn't take a lot to get the movement. It's all about the keyword and the brand and the association, and it's in small volumes. Because if the target key phrase is 4,400, like we did right here, for New York SEO is 4,400, this top ranker is getting traffic from multiple other keywords. But for that keyword, he's only getting 400. So the guy on page 8 where you're at and you want to get to the top, why would you ever believe that you should be sending anywhere near that? So if he's getting 440, I'd be sending in 4 for that keyword, or maybe 8 or 12. I would start low and then watch and see. Give it 5 days, 10 days. People ask, this is another question I want to get out. I'll rewatch this and then I'll cut all the points. How long does it take to see results from clicks and traffic? And the answer to that is, how many other factors are there at play in a particular SERP? For a competitive niche such as this, where people are sitting in here with very well optimized pages, they have thousands of links, relatively high authority, and we're not talking about Moz authority. I mean, they're authoritative. They have multiple sites. There's multiple different sites all, working with one another. The page, the size of their site is massive. This is going to be relatively difficult. I don't think, and I don't think that sending in a little bit of clicks or traffic is going to be enough to get you to the top. I really don't. Because too, like if I go down here, I show 100, right? My search results, I set it up to show 100. If we go down here to this guy, let's say, whatever this is, websitedepot.com, this guy. If this guy started running searches and traffic, I can guarantee you if I click on this and I look at his page, and I go up here and I look at this guy's page, how much do you want to bet that the optimization level and the quality of optimization is nowhere near each other? And that's what I mean. You could do all the tips and hacks and tricks that you want, but if you do not have a quality asset, you're never going to retain position. Never. You might get a nice jump. And that's another thing I wanted to touch on. Oh, Chris, I implemented the clicks and the traffic strategy, but I only went from 80 to 40. How do I get to number 1? And I'm like, wait a minute. You just jumped 40 positions. Like, I really want you, or they'll say, Chris, hey, I implemented the strategy and I got a boost and I was ranking, but then I fell back down. It didn't work. I'm like, wait a second. So you were number 23, you went up to number 9 and then dropped back down, but it didn't work. But you literally just told me that you implemented the strategy and went from 20 to number 9, but then you fell back down. And what I'm getting at is this. It's a temporary boost, right? Just like if you put out a bunch of press and you get a rush of traffic, you're going to see an increase, right? But this is temporary. If you freshen your page, right, you get small amounts of boosts from, say, freshness updates. You might get a small amount of boost from optimizing the on page. It could go down or it could go up. So I just wanted to touch on these bases. I'm going to make a nice bullet point. I'm probably going to take this one down and redo it. Because I don't want it to be so scattered. All right. So Chris, is there any benefits to 5Con optimized with location and keywords? I've been noticing that a lot of sites. Are you asking about a favicon? The small image that is, the small image inside your website? You're talking about optimizing keywords within a image that's your favicon? If it did have an impact, I can't see that, that being a high impact piece. Also, I want to touch on this with as far as traffic and clicks. One of the top ranking factors for local, it's in the patents, is citations, digital references to your business, name, address, phone number, your link with keywords. So if I'm going to be setting up a campaign like we talked about over here, if we're using multiple different assets, wouldn't you want to, anything that's indexed citation wise, right? Because generally it's going to admit anything that's over 75 results, right? Sometimes 50. It's either 50 or 75. I forget the exact number. But when they admit those top ones that are showing rank, wouldn't you want to send traffic through the citations that are already being rewarded, right? So how hard is it to set up a campaign, come on over here, go out and get your list, right? And look, like, you're going to have to do some legwork. Do some variations of keyword plus brand that pop the citation, right? Whether you have to throw in a zip code, whether you have to throw in the name in parentheses, whatever the case is to pop the citation, have your micro worker run that search. It's still a brand plus keyword search. Go to your citation. They see, they click over, they go to the site, right? I think that could be helpful. But I would do that on very limited numbers. Very, very limited numbers. If I'm implementing some type of manipulation strategy, I would also incorporate whatever your favorite social media platform is, because this is considered an authority site. And this goes back to what I was mentioning before, as far as think of top competitors or top brands, right? Let's say NP, right? Neil's stuff, right? Now, obviously, he's getting all of his traffic, most of his traffic, from authority assets. Am I wrong? Right? So why, if I was running manipulation or if I was showing popularity of a brand, business, or service, why wouldn't I also be sending in hyper-targeted traffic through advertising? Doesn't have to be a large budget. But if I'm setting up ads within a radius of, say, 200 miles from my business, and I'm getting relevant clicks and traffic from that asset, and then I'm also running this type of search from, say, micro workers over, I would want to blend those together, because we're trying to show that we're popular. We're manipulating traffic. Again, and it all reverts back to no one thing is going to be enough to take you to number one. There's no trick, there's no hack that's going to be enough to get you there. Nothing is going to replace a quality optimization, a quality page. And quality is not paying $1,000 for an article. Does anybody have any other questions? What bot do I recommend? I don't generally give recommendation, but I would use anything that you like to use. There's a lot of free bots out there, but again, if you're utilizing, if you're looking at a bot, I would utilize it just for branded searches, brand plus keyword searches, brand plus geo modifier plus keyword searches, CID searches, CID plus keyword searches, right? I would make myself a list and I would just have it go implement searches. I would not use it. I would not register any of those IPs or any of that into my system other than it's just looking, right? There's something here. People are looking for this brand, business, or service. That's the only thing. But I mean, there's a million tools out there. Just pick one. How do you sell SEO services to clients? Well, I just had a conversation with somebody. Obviously, I have a partner, right? And I work through him.